Oh, good morning out there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Brick World. Good morning, panel. How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing perfect. I'm here.
You guys good?
I'm doing groovy. I'm doing
Good.
groovy. Doing better than I was a couple days ago, but yeah, it's been really weird. You know, a lot of stuff going on. The heat has been intense.
It's like 130 degrees the other day in Texas.
Yeah,
130.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's probably the heat index as well. Because yeah, their actual temperatures the other day was like 114. So yeah, you factor in like a heat index or something like that, man. Because like here, I think our highest temperature we peaked, into the hundreds, but like mainly it's been in the high 90s. But with the humidity and everything else, you know what I mean. The heat index has been like whatever 110 or something like that. So doing work in that and just excitement all around for different things. It's been crazy. But here we are, another Sunday, another Good Morning Brick World, and we are very happy that all of you are here with us. Our topic today will be custom figs and sig figs. We have discussed these before, but as always, most of the time when we do pick a topic, we don't get to really discuss the whole thing we want to talk about. And the main thing, and we'll get into it in the second hour, but the main thing I really want to get into with custom figs is just how much custom figs are blowing up. I mean, blowing up. And I'm not talking about just with the custom parts, but like even when they're redoing like Lego minifigs, you know what I mean? Better than Lego. It's a very interesting discussion. And I really wanted to get into that as well as the sig fig aspect. So before we get too deep into the show, though, I feel like we should stick with tradition and go down and say good morning to everybody.
Right.
So what do we got going on here? Brickman USA, good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Jumper plate. I gotta tell you, I don't know why, but I just love the name Jumper Plate.
It's really cool.
I just feel like it's like out of all the Lego type names you could have, I feel like Jumper Plate is just one of the really cool ones. But yes, thank you for being here. Good morning. Brick Adjuster, what's going on, Nick? I got to go back and be part of the replay gang. I missed you guys' stream with what was the last stream with Brick Lover? I want to say it was Brick Lover 18, or I think it was Brick Lover 18. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Matt Mellish. I can't remember. Somebody was on there, but I got to go back and watch that. Bricklock, good morning to you. What's going on, Mr. Lincoln? Mayo, what's going on? It's your boy JP. I always want to say JP or JB. I always say them backwards. King Oldendorf, what's going on? Good morning to you. No more bricks. What's going on, Harold? My bricks and me, good morning. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else we got out there. There's Bearded Brix. What's going on, brother? Open Blue Repeat. OBR. What's happening, man? What is going on? Oh, there's Brick Babe out there. Brick Babe TV. Jacob, what's going on? He says good night. Good night. Was this at good night? Good night. Good night. Which is really cool. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but yeah, good night to you. Let's see here. Yeah, by the way, the intro I decided since I finished the castle and the 3-in-1
We're live.
who you talking to?
Instagram.
Oh,
everybody come on over.
Oh, but yeah, I did the intro around the castle this time just because I finished building it and everything. So I literally took every sig fig and just put them all around the castle.
Like the best Lego set you've built in forever, right?
Gosh, it was a fun build too, man. But I got a lot more stuff to build for the city. So let's see here. Mio says heater. Whiskey 4. Hey, what's up, Wayne? How you doing? Good morning.
Wayne.
I see Chef out there. I see Trevor's video. What's going on to you guys? Good morning. And Scotty, good morning to you. I hope you got my message. Shoot, the chat just moved on me. I saw it said somewhere, lurking from somewhere. Lurking from the beach.
Lurking from the beach.
Nice.
Bricklock says, wow, it was 76 here. Yeah, I was talking to somebody else that was a little more in the Midwest, and I think they've been okay. Maybe it was Lego Fan Bubba. Maybe it was Ben I was talking to about that. I can't remember. But anyways, so there are pockets of the states that aren't as bad, and plus there are people across around the world that aren't hitting it like us. But we've been breaking records with the heat.
Pocket.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jumper plate 130. Good Lord, we hit 108, and I thought that was bad. Wow. Yeah, man. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Let's see. Camel City Brick House. Good morning. From
Hey, good
82
morning.
degrees Winston-Salem.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 83 here.
Like, so my kid and my mom are visiting us right now. And my kid, she came over from Colorado. My mom came from Florida, but like, my mom doesn't like the heat. Like, this is just pretty much par for the course for down where she's from. Let's see here. Alternate candidate. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Jumper says, rip to all the brown bricks with these temps. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I think the heat does make them crack a lot easier. Jesse's Brick Galaxy. Good morning, Jesse. How you doing
Hey,
today?
Jesse. Good
What's
morning.
up, Jesse?
Thank you for being here.
Morning.
Let's see. I see the Mod Mom. Good morning to you.
Hey, morning,
Thank you for
Mama.
being here. Christine Harper, good morning. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. King says, Trevor's video's not really like the dog. Oh, okay. Talking about the dog. Justin Morrison, good morning. The Calgary Stampede is still on at Yahoo for all. Oh. Andre, good morning. How you doing today? Thank you for being here. All right. I think I got.
I would like to highlight a comment though that we had. We Chef put it out there.
Yes.
Mayo is asking, does Brick Babe TV know what the mute button is?
Don't start with me, Mayo.
I'm sure she does, Mayo. Does Mayo know how to subtly come across as not being rude with
I am
comments?
not the one. Good morning.
No, I'm sure she does, man. Look, she already answered you. There you go. Of course, Hive's mom comes from Florida. She's not from there. She's just lived there for like the last, I don't know, decade.
Did she go there to retire?
Not really. I don't know what their reasoning was for going down there. Really, I mean, because maybe it was the warmer weather because they moved from northern Michigan. So, that's that. That was an extremity, from one extreme to another. So I'm sure that probably had a lot to do with it. But I don't know. I don't want to say I can't stand Florida. I've lived there for a lot of years, dude. I've lived in Pensacola. I've lived in Key West, like off and on for like 15 years. I've lived in Florida.
See, I would like to move to Florida.
Florida's great to visit, have some fun, go do some things, man. But living down there is it depends on where you live too, man. Because Florida's a big state, man. Going from top to bottom is like a 14-hour drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and living in Key West is completely different from almost living from anywhere else in the States, anyways, because you're living on a 2x4 island that parties. Dude, the bars don't close till like 5 in the morning, and then they open back up at 7 in the morning. It's like
I went to Jacksonville, Florida for a couple days, which is like I like referred to it as like the slums of like our vacation experience because like I went to Augusta, Georgia and spent a couple days there, and that was like the historic town. Right. And then I went to Jacksonville, and from Jacksonville I went to Key West, and it was like, where am I at? Dude,
yeah. I mean, I lived in Key West like for different pockets of time, but if you crunch them all together, it'd been like 10 years, man. I lived there for a long time, and it's a lot of fun, dude. Like I said, it's a party town. It's a party town. Like bars close at 5 in the morning, open back up at 7. They're open every day of the week. You know what I mean? They don't have crime there like we have crime everywhere else in the state. Crime there is just drunken people doing dumb stuff for the most part. You know what I mean?
That's cool. So, Whiskey said Pensacola.
Yes, Pensacola.
And Andre said he loved Key West. Mayo said South Beach, Miami is where the best parties are at.
Welcome to Miami.
And then Christine said West Palm Beach is great. I didn't want you to miss those.
Yeah. I will say I had a horrible time in Fort Lauderdale, but that's a story for another day.
I used to live in Las Vegas, and the heat there was pretty like, over 100 wasn't like, the norm.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Vegas. I mean, probably for more obvious reasons. Just, Vegas is just crazy. You guys seen that globe thing? That's the new attraction in Vegas. It's got all the screens on it. Wow. And look, the first thing that I thought was, man, that's going to cause a lot of traffic accidents. Because how can you drive and not look at that gigantic eyeball over there?
When I first, I just thought it was like Epcot at Disney.
But I was watching, some news stuff about it, and they said so far there haven't been any kind of increase in accidents about it. So I don't know, man, maybe, but it's still kind of early. But yeah, dude, it is crazy how, and I heard it was like a $2.3 billion project or something like that. So let's see here. Who used to go to Fantasy Fest? Yeah, Fantasy Fest. So if anybody doesn't know, Fantasy Fest in Key West, it's just like Mardi Gras for the most part. I mean, it's different, but it's kind of similar. There's like 3 major times in Key West that is insane to go down there. One is Fantasy Fest. That's the biggest one, I think. 2 is Spring Break. I can't explain to you the things that I really wish I didn't see during spring break. Like, oh my gosh, man. I'm like, no, don't wash your hands. Oh my God. And then the other one is Bike Week. Which is rad. I mean, it's always had mixed emotions with people, the locals down there, because people love the money that it brings in, and they love because it's for charity and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's all good, but it's tough trying to go to sleep, man, on a little island when you got like thousands and thousands of Harleys. And look, and they're all like, for the most part, all the bikers are respectful and stuff, but you're still revving your bike at 3-4 in the morning, dude. Like, but still, good times, man. Good times. Benjamin, good morning. I got a thing for Destin. Man, like I said, Florida's big, dude. Florida's big. We can sit here and talk about all kinds of different places in Florida. And it's weird because these different places in Florida are almost not just like different, like they're completely different, like experiences, man. Like for instance, Pensacola. I don't know if
that's like the late.
I don't know if this is a slur or not anymore. But look, Pensacola, his nickname is the Redneck Riviera because it's butted right up against Alabama, and a lot of people from Alabama like to come into Pensacola, man. And Key West is clearly way different from that. Then you got like Orlando, which is the whole Disney World aspect of it. You go up to Daytona. I know that's famous for like the races and everything. Like all the different parts of Florida, man, are just crazy. But anyways, let's see here. I was making sure I didn't miss any comments. South Beach, Miami were the best parties. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in Miami. That place is crazy. I feel like there's just a lot of trouble in Miami.
Yeah. I've only been to Orlando. Like Disney. That's it.
Kiss me, right? Yeah, Kiss Me. That's one place. Yep. All right. Well, yeah. I guess one day we'll have to do a topic about Florida.
Mail said, what's there to talk about in Maryland, I guess?
There's definitely stuff to do down there. There's no doubt about that. But I think it's time to... I want to make like a good beat out of that, like. So yeah, we got some news.
We do. We got some huge news.
Some interesting news.
Yes. So this week we actually didn't have much to talk about at all until like Thursday it came about. But
yeah, thank you, Rich, by the way, for reeling that in for us too.
We are getting the CMF Series 2 for Marvel now, which means we're getting things like the Quantumania Kang. It comes with a regular head, a blue head, and the helmet will be a new mold. And supposedly it's coming with the Ant-Man microfig. Nice. But I will say that this is the first CMF series that we're getting that's in a box. So there is no filling the bags on these. Yeah,
that's rough. Real quick, by the way, good morning to Snap to Grid Bricks. What's going on, my friend? B-Boys Stop Motion Studio. Hello. This isn't very late. I'm sorry. No, man, you're here right when you're supposed to be. Jesse says, yes, that's exactly right, man. You know any other figures we're going to get?
Oh, yeah. We're getting Kate Bishop with Lucky the dog, and then, of course, she's going to have her bow, arrow, and quiver. And supposedly no one knows if Lucky the dog is going to be a new mold. Because technically he's just a golden retriever, which he's just like the normal Lego dog, I guess. They would just
do one eye.
Color him up. Yeah, color him up.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, if they don't do a new mold for Lucky, it's fine. But just give us the one. Don't make it like you got to at least do the one eye. You can't just give us a regular dog, dude. That is so awesome because I collect all the doggies, man.
And then with Kate Bishop, we're also getting Hawkeye from the show,
With an owl?
He'll have a quiver, the bow, and then the owl from the last episode is supposedly what he's getting.
Oh, how about that? Good morning, Macro. What's going on, man?
And then to make Hive happy, we're getting Moon Knight. He will have the crescent darts, which are a new mold, and then he'll have the supposedly like there's 1x1 tiles that come with them, so there'll be 2, but they'll have scarabs on them. But we're getting a white cape, which is what I think is
that's awesome. We haven't gotten one of those since Krennic, I believe, man.
No. And then to go along with Moon Knight, of course, they're going to give us Mr. Knight, which he's going to have his stick, Gus the fish that's printed on a brick, and a tape recorder that's printed on a tile.
Come on, man. Why are we getting Mr. Knight, man? F him.
I don't know. I was really hoping, like, there's so many characters they could have done, and what's weird is they've only done one in this series from Quantumania, which I'm okay with because we haven't had a King yet. We've had plenty of Ant-Man and Wasps and all that.
Yeah.
But this is a letdown. I really wanted that.
I agree.
Like, Jesus, they could have done some
cool. And again,
stuff.
I'm not saying it's a letdown because of the character itself. You know what I mean? It's just a letdown because, like you said, there's so many more good, like, superheroes, man. Yeah. Like, I'm down with Moon Knight, but yeah.
Well, don't worry. There's something in here because, like you said, you haven't seen any of this yet. So
I haven't seen nothing in here
that's going to kind of go in a different way that Lego's never done before.
Yeah. Real quick. Justin, good morning. Lego of my right hand, good morning. And Stop Motion Bricks, good morning to you. Thank you all for being here.
Good morning.
We are getting a She-Hulk.
I'm assuming she's going to be in the office attire.
I don't know, and they haven't said yet, but the speculation is that it'll have the Avatar legs and arms. But all she comes with is a cell phone and a law firm ad, which are both printed on tiles. So that's going to be pretty much the latest minifig in this whole entire series.
And look, I'm down with it, man. Honestly, I didn't really care for the show, but I'm down with an office attire She-Hulk because, dude, that's the same thing like in the comics, man. She was a lawyer. I'm totally down with that, man. And we've already gotten her in like a superhero suit from those other sets before. So I'm totally down with it. Lego right hand says I want a Blade minifig, man. You got to buy Daily Bugle.
Yeah, the Blade.
Or find it on or find it on eBay or whatever or whatnot or whatever.
We're getting a Werewolf by Night. I don't know how this is going to look at all. They had some old like molds for different things that had like a werewolf head. But Werewolf by Night is going to be hard to pull off as a minifig. I don't know how they would do that.
I got the one werewolf right here, man. So it's like we already have a werewolf.
Yeah, but so they could do that and I guess just paint it brown. But the thing is like Werewolf by Night was huge compared to like all the other characters.
Oh, you mean like it was big, yeah. Maybe you think he'd be no, he's not gonna be a big fig. That's stupid. I don't know. I guess, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
And then we're getting an Agatha, which I'm really excited about. It's cool that she's coming with a cape, but like the dark purple blast pieces, those like action pieces that Lego gives us.
You know what? I don't want to complain, man. Agatha's a totally different character. I'm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's a cool villain, I guess.
And now here's where I guess you're gonna be happy about this. So Lego for the first time is coming out with something to where they done it in Marvel Legends forever. But you have to buy like the complete set to create a character.
Right.
There's 3 X-Men characters, and if you get them all, they give you pieces to build another minifigure, and the other minifigure is the Sentinel.
Get out.
The first one's Wolverine. It comes with a buildable glass case. It comes with a Sentinel head, and then he'll have, a mask, also have the hair that you can swap out, and then, of course, his claws. Dude. I'm assuming it's going to be the 97 Wolverine just because that's what's big right now.
I know, but it's like that damn yellow costume, man. I can't get past it. Oh my gosh. But anyways, again, sorry. I'm not complaining.
And then we're getting a character that we've never seen before, which is Beast.
Nice, Beast.
He'll have a yellow mug with the X-Men logo on it, but other than that, I don't know much about him, and nobody has confirmed it yet, but I'm assuming that from what people are saying, his hair and his headpiece are going to be the exact same thing that Wolverine has, which means that Wolverine wouldn't actually have this mask on. Wolverine would have crazy hair.
Yeah, which is lame, but again, we just got him in that mech suit.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I'm surprised since they did this with the Moon Knight. I'm surprised they're not doing Beast and doing another one for Hank McCoy and just his scientist human form, you know, since they want to do that. But still,
I thought it would be cool even if they, because like I said, this only comes with the yellow mug, and that's all that's been rumored. So maybe it'll come with like a different head to swap out, but he was never the, I guess like all you could do is really put glasses on him, because that's all he was when he was a scientist.
Well,
he
I would like
on.
I would like this, even though they're probably going to make him look like this, but I wouldn't even mind him looking like this, but with the lab coat on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they don't have a lab coat fabric piece. And if they printed it on it, they're not going to give us two bodies with one head. They're just
right.
Lego's not going to do that. And then last but not least, we're getting Storm.
Oh yes.
Nice.
This comes with a white pauldron and a white cape. So they are literally still printing pauldrons, which means we don't know why our clones don't have them.
Yeah. But I know the Clone Boys, man. They're going to lose their damn minds, man.
Yeah. But Storm, I definitely think Storm will be really cool into this.
You know, the cool thing about Storm, and one of the things I just absolutely adored about Storm all the years, you know, when I was growing up collecting X-Men comics, was she was so cool about changing up her look, man. Whether it was her long hair or short hair, she had a mohawk for a while, man, in the 80s. Like Storm was just the epitome of like awesome, and she was also one of the leaders. Like normally Cyclops was like the leader, but like when he wasn't around, man, Storm, like everybody thinks Wolverine did, but Wolverine was only like a third or fourth pick. You know, Storm was always like number 2.
The one thing that I don't quite understand is why they're not including. So, you know, there's been every Marvel movie that comes out, we get some kind of set for each one, just about.
Yeah.
And except for Deadpool. And now they're dropping Deadpool 3, which also has Wolverine. But now the huge talk about it is that there's going to be Dark Phoenix in there. And why they haven't gave us like a Jean Grey or a, I mean, why don't they just give us a Phoenix like that? Phoenix is, I don't know.
Dude, the thing is, I honestly, and anybody that's a fan of X-Men, like, you know, like really like read a lot of the comics and stuff growing up, like, dude, there's so much lore and stories and characters, man, with X-Men. By the way, good morning, Danny Fandoms. How you doing?
Good morning.
You're doing Echo?
Yeah, and the last one's an Echo. But nobody knows what she's going to look like because it's not going to be from the Hawkeye movie or show. So,
well, that's what she looks like in the comics, but it's just such an odd pick. I mean, like,
it makes me think that
Echo's not a very popular character. Like, even in the comics, nobody really knows a lot of.
No,
you know, she's not that big, dude. Like, it's just weird. There's so many. Like, and I'm not saying anything to do with her being, you know, female. I mean, like, there's a ton of different cooler, more popular, known female heroes or villains. I'm kind of curious though about the building the Sentinel part. I am dying to see what this would look like because it's only that's 3 different figs. You know what I mean?
It's only given us 3 different pieces, which means it's just going to be legs, a torso, and a head. Which kind of makes me mad that there's no helmet on there because, you know, to do a Sentinel right, it has to be a helmet. I don't want them just to print what looks like a helmet on the minifig head.
No, but it would be just a minifig. That's why. You're right.
Yeah, that's going to kind of bum me out.
True.
That's very interesting because think about all the extra pieces you would get. You know what I mean? I'm not complaining because again, it's it's an extra thing and I love it. And
then we're getting the Marvel set, which has a new Monica figure. There's no pics of the set yet, but she's in her new outfit and she is using the same hairpiece. It's supposedly going to be about $90 and 420 pieces, which is crazy because that's really high.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the set is, but I have never say I'm religiously attached to price per piece count thing, but it is a rough factor to put into play, and that is way off, dude. 420 pieces
that is way off.
And, I mean, you throw in tax, man, you're pushing $100.
And see, the thing is we've had a Captain Marvel, we've had a Monica Rambeau, so there's no need for it to be that high. I mean, they're really only, I guess, with Miss Marvel releasing 1 new character so far. So that 1 new minifig, there's no way they can drive the price up this high.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. King, you brought up a very good point that I did hear that on the news as well. Deadpool 3 filming has stopped due to the writer and actor strike or whatever.
Oh, true.
Look, I have my own very vague not based in a lot of facts or anything opinion about the whole strike thing going on with the writers and the actors. But that's again a whole nother discussion for another time. Brick Askew, what's going on?
Good morning.
You don't think it will be a build like the old Sentinel they made?
I don't know.
I think it sounds like it's going to be literally a minifig. You'll get legs in one, torso in another, and a head in another. And it makes sense as that's 3 X-Men that,
Which kind of sucks in this too, because it being the first time they're going in boxes, every single one of these minifigs has something that could have been felt really easy in a bag.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why they decided to start with these for the boxes. Because I mean, clearly you could rack up a lot of Sentinel. You can make a Sentinel army, man. Just fill up the bags, man. You know what I mean?
Well, that's going to be one of the ones that throws you off though, because Kang will have 2 heads in his, and then Wolverine will have his head and the Sentinel head. So you have to fill the hairpiece. But that, again, it's just
right.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I look. I got to tell you, man. This is awesome. I think the only thing for me personally, I think the only thing that could have topped this if they announced a Star Wars CMF series.
I don't think they'll do that.
It doesn't seem like they're ever going to do that. And if you talk to some of the guys out there, they'll tell you straight up like they're just not going to do it anymore. AFOL after dark in the house. What's going on?
You got to think with a CMF series, everything is going to be new prints or like exclusive prints to that kind of CMF. And if they were to do that with Star Wars, they would have to include characters, of course, that they've already created a ton of. And
I mean, there's no doubt we get a Luke and a Vader, kind of stuff in there. You know what I mean? But man, there's such an awesome selection of characters they could do, man. Everything from Darth Bane to maybe specific droids we've never had, or bounty hunters, or I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, man. I'd love to get an Aura Singh minifig. But yeah, it's hard to say. What's going on, Click and Cliff and Mrs. Amby in the house? What's going on, Miss Amby? How you doing?
Good morning.
Next up, we're getting a Sonic Brickhead.
Too cute.
Nobody really knows what it's going to look like, but apparently it's being released sometime in September, which is weird because all the Sonic sets also release.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're trying
to. The timing is kind of off, isn't it? Unless they're just trying to stretch it out. Longer.
And then we're also getting a Tails Brickhead with that.
Oh no, I'm down with Tails. Tails and Knuckles were always my favorite. I think Tails is my favorite though.
And then the big boy of the news, the Yamaha.
I will say, Greg brought this up as well on London Calling. That sky blue mixed with the gold does look good, man.
The bike looks good. It looks really good. It's just
I agree. Technic makes good bikes. I hate their cars, but I love the bikes.
The BMW they just released was really, really nice. It's kind of, I guess they're just trying to kill the market. They were doing cars and now they've switched to motorcycles.
But that's hot, man. That's hot.
It looks good.
Let's see here. Fall Equinox, what's going on? Good morning.
Hey,
how are you?
Good morning.
This will definitely be something that I won't buy though.
And I also saw that it does. I don't know if it's motorized or not, but the chain and the wheels move and all that.
Yeah.
Lego Murray says I'm a big Technic guy. That's cool, man. I personally, for the most part, can't stand some of it, but I respect the build of it, the strength.
And
then the gunship.
Yes.
Gunship.
Yeah.
I like it, and I.
There's only one thing I have against it. There's one thing that it really and it's a big thing, but they did nothing but recolor the other gunship.
No, but it's not. It's smaller though.
Some updates.
It's smaller, but they did
not
nothing
a
but
whole,
recolor.
Not tons, but it's again every single. And I don't want to say Star Wars. I don't know about some of the other themes or not, but every single Star Wars ship, man, now that's come out in the last couple of years, it's all of them have been dumbed down a little bit. Instead of making the price cheap to afford, they made the set cheaper. You know what I mean? So
the upper plate said, "Is that the Star Wars Osprey?" Pretty much.
So I mean, I'm not getting it. I would like to have it mainly for the minifigs, but I'm not spending the money just for the figs. So I'll just have to worry about trying to get those later. I'm gonna get the Ghost. Actually, I've already pre-ordered the Ghost.
Nice.
I want to get the Venator, but we'll see about that because I got to see what the Avengers Tower looks like. But I mean, look, I want to say that because some people have complained about it being one of the red ones instead of one of the other, the other ones that are more in action instead of the Republic gunship, or ones out more. And I want to say that, I'm glad they did something different, man. Even if I don't really like it, I'm glad they at least attempted to do something a little different. You know what I mean? Instead of just giving us some regular, whatever. Now, as far as that minifig goes, the the clone, I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but the one with the visor, they are getting a little. It seems like they're not trying very hard on some of the minifigs, man. And I know that sounds like a petty complaint, but look, you can't make the claim that they've made about painstakingly putting details in and this and this and this and it's only the best and all that crap. You know what I mean? And still not do basic stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't even notice a lot of this stuff, man. But the guys that and the girls that do, because they love this era and they pay attention to it, and it means a lot to them. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, what were you saying, Rich?
The one thing I don't get is, everybody's always complained about like clones, and clones don't look right, the helmets are wrong, and everything else. And I don't understand why they have so much trouble, because if you already have the mold, it makes no difference money wise how it's printed on. So why don't they have these people from like Clone Army? Like Clone Army Customs nails this stuff every time.
I mean, I feel like a more logical person would try and bring up the point of money and costs.
Yeah, but it shouldn't cost anything different.
Well, some of it should not. Like, for instance, on this, the one in charge, the clone here with the visor, like underneath his chest is supposed to be like red or whatever, you know what I mean? Or whatever that part is. And it's like that shouldn't cost anything real extra, you know what I mean?
No.
So there's a lot of stuff that they should do better. Now, why they don't, I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's just because they just don't pay enough attention, if they don't care, or if it's some conspiracy to just piss Lego fans off, like Lego Star Wars fans off. I don't know, dude. I wish I did.
Take down all the clone likers by that's everything.
Because there are a lot of times they do some stuff, and I'm like, that was an odd choice.
The good thing about this set for people who don't even like the set but like the clones is it will drop the price of all the other,
Yeah.
The whole thing about this really that kind of gets to me though is there's so much they could be doing. Yes, this thing really wasn't in the show much at all. We are getting it. But, we've had 4 regular Republic gunships now, and now they're finally releasing one that's a different color. I wish they would have done something with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. Brian, good morning to you.
Does that mean we're going to see this in a show or in a movie or something? But because it can't really be in a show or a movie because they're throwing old Clone Wars characters.
Didn't we see it? Didn't we see it? And
we saw it in Clone Wars.
No, it was one of the live shows, man. It was the one that had it was the last season of Mandalorian, yeah. When the flashback, when Omar Bested, the guy that played Jar Jar, he was the Jedi.
Yeah, but they weren't red. Those were just
there wasn't a red. I could have sworn it was a. I have to go back and watch, but I could have sworn it was a red. It was a Republic red gunship that was kind of chasing them and stuff. I don't know. I have to go back and watch. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird how they choose stuff like that, Good morning, Brick and Brood.
Good morning.
How you doing today? King says I see another leaker this morning said we might get away with that. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we won't.
Lego's not touching Deadpool with a 10-foot pole. I can tell you that right now, dude.
True.
I'm surprised even Disney is messing with it, dude. Because look, Deadpool isn't like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a rated R movie, like a drama that they'll put on Hulu or something like that. Man, Deadpool's like anybody who's seen Deadpool knows what I'm talking about, man. The humor.
The thing about Deadpool is nowadays, anytime you do anything that has to do with the availability of kids buying it, like a Lego set, they see Deadpool, they buy it, they go home. Every kid now has access to a computer. They Google Deadpool and they start even if they were to start reading his comics back in the day, you are seriously sending that kid down a path that he might not need to go down.
Yeah, I mean, because it's funny because in the comic books, I haven't read Deadpool in a while in the comics, but I know in the beginning, at least for first few years or so, it was just like Spider-Man as far as his mouth, but he was a lot more vulgar and he killed people.
Yeah.
But him and Spider-Man are both the same, where they're always running their mouths when they're like fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lego's not touching Deadpool, man. Between the language and the violence, there's no way. Let's see what else is saying. Will Smith looking at that Technic motorbike. That's hot. Yeah, it is hot, man. I'm surprised Deadpool and the Punisher are on Disney Plus. Well, look, Disney put themselves in sort of a situation to where like they had to keep up with some stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what would happen if they were like, yeah, we're not making another Deadpool movie. You know what I mean? Or something like that. But at the same time, yeah, it's kind of weird. But obviously it's not going to be on Disney. Wait, did you say Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Or just Disney.
Disney Plus.
Deadpool's on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Is it censored?
No.
Like, again, I could see them putting it on Hulu because Disney owns Hulu. You know what I mean? But not on Disney Plus, dude.
Yeah, Disney Plus has the Punisher and Disney on there, but you got to think when you sign up and you go to log in an account, you have to check to see if it's for an adult or for a kid. And if it's for a kid, I don't think you can search and find Deadpool.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm sure there's a parental settings on there, man. But but you're still on a site that's got Disney as their name. It's not like Disney owns it. Like, hey, we're on CBS or it's on Hulu. Like, you put that on Disney. Like, like that's next to Tinkerbell, man. Like, you can't put Deadpool next to Tinkerbell, dude. What's wrong with you?
God, not next to Tinkerbell.
So something else in the news that we didn't really touch upon, but there's some new Friends stuff coming out, and we wanted to kind of discuss something real quick without getting into too much time, because we also got celebrations, and then we got to get into the next topic in the second hour. But so us three in our meeting, we're going over new stuff, and we were talking about the new Friends sets that are coming out. So, and really, I think Lene brought up, it was an ice cream shop. And I can't remember if you said also that they got a bakery coming out as well, or if it was just the ice cream shop. Maybe I was thinking bakery because of the conversation that we were having. But look, the thing is it started with the ice cream shop because we're like, they just make a lot of ice cream shops, man. Ice cream trucks. You know,
there's an ice cream bank robbery.
right. Look,
the video characters, an ice cream cone.
I got one right here.
Slushy. Yeah. And where there's the slushy, I was in the Arundel Mill store, and in the like damaged boxes, there was one I hadn't even seen. It was a Friend set.
When were you in the Arundel Mill store?
Yesterday.
So was I.
What time? I was there
because when we picked up Niall, we had about a 2-hour wait to give it to my mom, to pick up my mom. So we just went ahead and ran over to Arundel Mills and ate some food, and I went to the Lego store, which and I don't know, it was maybe 1:00, somewhere around that time.
No, I was there closer to 6:30 because then we went to Dave and Buster's. We had dinner and then we went home.
But something I noticed. What is it?
I would say I went to Lego's website and just searced ice cream truck.
That's the one, the second one. That's the one that was on the dent one.
So look, we'll get into this. We'll get into this because this is what we wanted to talk about. But I just needed to say real quick about the Arundel Mills store that I noticed immediately. They had, I should have took pictures of it, but I was just so busy doing other things. But like, they had so many sets on sale.
I have a video of it.
Yeah, like normally they'll have like one little section with some sets that are like 10% off. But dude, they had like 3 huge sections of just tons and tons and tons of sets. Like, I couldn't believe how many sets that they had on sale. It was unreal. All right, so look, the thing about the ice cream thing that we were talking about was clearly they make a lot of them. And I was like, even to counterbalance the ice cream thing, that they've got. Did you have that pulled up, Brick Baby? Do you want to show that?
Oh, I'm on my iPad. I don't think I can, but I have it on my phone.
Yeah, here, hold on, man. Let me hold on, we'll pause that real quick, and I can just put you on the big screen. You can show everybody like what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, if I had known, I would have loaded it.
No,
So
you're good. You're good.
This is yesterday. So let me take the sound off.
Yeah, see all that? Look at all that. Look at all that. That's one section, dude.
Oops. Oh
Yeah,
my
don't put
gosh.
on.
Oh, do that again.
That
What was that number? Hold on. What was that number?
Look, there's another section. They have brought up a whole table. There was like I said, there's 3 huge sections just full of sets that they're.
Are they
putting
trying
on
to
sale.
like purge for some reason?
Dude, I think it's a couple different factors, but this is just my opinion. I think they produce too much stuff. I think that they're not selling enough stuff. I think they're trying to keep up with this wave that they had during the pandemic, and they can't. So, because they've put themselves in a corner, because now anything that they don't do beyond what they've been doing looks like they're losing out, and it's going into the negative instead of going into neutral or up, So I don't know, but that's a whole nother discussion too. But so back to the ice cream thing. So look, I was thinking about the counterbalance of the ice cream thing. Like, okay, well, they do a lot of fruits and vegetables, so it's not necessarily about like eating unhealthy, but it's about creativity. Like, we either get an ice cream shop, a bakery, or a coffee shop. Or, I guess they get the fruits and vegetables at some.
But they do that for like a bunch of stuff, like with what's the? I can't even think of the name right. Assembly Square has a bakery in it and a coffee shop. The police station comes with a donut shop.
Yeah,
Well, that makes sense.
Look, I know.
Well, good night, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
I mean, who doesn't love donuts? But look, it's a thing about like there's got to be other types of shops and not just for food, but just I don't know, man. There's got to be other things. Where's our library?
Well, think about how many times they gave us the pizza piece, but we've never had like a pizza restaurant, have we?
The Jazz
Well, the Friends
one.
definitely has. Because I've got a Friends pizza shop. Or maybe it's an Italian restaurant. Shoot, I can't remember now.
It's a pizza shop. It's like a $19 price point. It's one of the smaller sets.
Yeah. By the way, good morning. This is Neverland. How are you doing? And I see Ninja out there. All bricks count. What's going on? Harold says I miss Arundel Mills Lego store. Yeah, Arundel Mills is great. The one that Brick Babe and like Will and Wayne, like the ones they go to most of the time is over in Annapolis, and it's much smaller.
Love it.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for the Alien series to stream on Disney Plus. The Alien series. That's good. Maybe says I got my old job back, so I've got work in the morning. Good night, Brick Road. Good night, Mayo. Have a good day at work, man.
Super good day.
That's crazy. Shazam. We need a taco stand. A taco truck.
We've got a taco truck.
Do we? I got a pizza truck right over here. I don't know.
We have a taco truck.
Oh, that's right. It came out.
But it came with the set, though. I think it came with the.
Yeah.
It wasn't just separate.
Cabbage, what's up, man? Afternoon to you. Whiskey says I approve of the donut shop next to the police station. Talk about convenience.
So just looking at Lego's website, we have a pancake shop in the Friends series. We have something called a Heart Lake City Community Kitchen.
Okay, I remember that.
Friends, man, they killing it, dude. I mean, so I guess maybe it's not just the ice cream stuff. Then
And then the Lego set that's coming out soon. I don't know if y'all talked about it prior or not, but Main Street, that new 3-in-1 creator.
Yeah,
that technically has a coffee shop on it.
Well, coffee shops are pretty par for the course for Lego stuff as well. I don't know, man. I guess I should have known Friends is definitely a lot more diverse with the shops and stuff like that,
And no one really has, other than City. I think Friends, they pump out Friends more than anybody. So Friends has the quantity that no one else has.
But again, I don't know if it's more complicated or costly or whatever, but I don't know, man, like Friends, or like not Friends, but City sets, you'd think they would have done like a computer repair shop or something by now. Like I said, how about more post office? I think we've had 1 or 2 maybe in the past, how about a library? That's the library and a post office is definitely 2 of the modular buildings. I'm like, I don't know why we haven't gotten, or a school, like not some half booty cheek school. You know what I mean? That's like boring, not finished, or open in the back. Like something good, man.
No more says Friends dolls eat well.
They do.
Oh, goodness gracious. So look, everybody knows me. I like to run my mouth, and generally, as soon as I see something that doesn't like seem right, I like to talk about it. Check it out. See. Clearly, I didn't do enough research, or I would have found some of the stuff that they just told me already. Like, all right, well, I guess they don't just do ice cream shops. Now, City's different, but City's getting stagnant, man. and Friends is making City look really bad.
Well, you know how many police departments and fire stations we've got now.
Yeah, and look, and I get it. I get they got to keep kind of chucking them out every so often, but like they're really doing them too close together, in my opinion, man.
Yeah.
Even though this last one I think was really great, the training set that they had, and then the ones with the doggies and stuff, and like the guy with the, I don't know what that suit's called, where you could like let a dog attack you and it will. You just walk around like this, like. Richie, what's going on? Our Toy World in the house.
Good morning.
Just put another banger video out. We have a boba tea shop too in Friends. Oh,
we do. Hold on. I think I built it, saved it for a scene. I think we do.
Oh, well, first I thought he was gonna say a Boba Fett tea shop. I was like,
nope.
Old school or new school Boba Fett? What are we talking about? Because it might be terrible tea.
I think this is the one, right?
That's nice. Look at that. That's really great.
And then the little guy is so cute. That's so cute.
Oh my gosh,
dude. Here's the right way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is amazing. I didn't know that came with that.
Yeah, it does.
I'm behind on my friend stuff, man. Well, all right. Let's see. We're getting close to the second hour. Before we do that, though, let us get into so Brick Bay put us together our celebrations this week. So let's go ahead and play that. But it's like, what do you call it? Horizontal? No, vertical.
Portrait.
So you're gonna see us in the background, just so you guys know, because it doesn't like cover the whole screen or anything. I just wanted to forewarn everybody.
Next week it will.
Focus. Did you guys catch all that?
Yeah.
No, but seriously, congratulations everybody on their celebrations, birthdays, and milestones. And also kind of something else I wanted to do, and I've only vaguely mentioned it to these two, was if you know somebody that you want to highlight in the community, and if you're, if you got a big ego, you can highlight yourself. Send a name to us. Send it to any one of us. Yeah. Look, but no, this is different than celebrations. This is something I kind of wanted to try and weave into the show. Maybe more regularly, maybe more sporadically. I don't know yet. But if there's somebody, a creator, that you want to highlight, or you think should be recognized or spotlighted or whatever, and like I said, if you think it's you, that's fine. No judgment. Send a name to us, and I want to do like a creator spotlight segment thing or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be anything big, because I know this is something Brick Babe has brought up as well. But not just a creator. I also, if you know a business that you think is, and keep it to like Lego related. Don't say like, yeah, my uncle's car wash, man. You doing like, I'm sorry, man. Nobody's gonna know your uncle's car wash. If you know, like,
washed.
And look, and the reason I thought of this honestly is because it's kind of in the back of my mind. But on the second hour, when we talk about custom figs and all that stuff, we're gonna bring up some companies that make custom stuff. You know what I mean? But like, if you guys know a business that you just think is rad, makes great stuff or something. Same thing about the creator part. You know what I mean? Send a name to us, and we'll try and like spotlight somebody or spotlight a business or something like that. Because we're all about the community, but we also don't want people to feel left out or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Some people get weird about stuff. Like, I remember, I'll say this really quick because this is something that kind of annoyed me a little bit. I remember when there was the thing going around Instagram about like support 10 accounts and blah, 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 right? And some people would support 10 accounts, right? But then other people were like, yeah, but then you're making other people feel left out. Dude. But you know what? Those same people that said that will sit there and highlight other people and leave other people left out. You know what I mean? So it's like, look, don't get your panties in a bunch, man. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's going to be left out somewhere. I'm sorry. You know, I know some people will get mad. I said that, maybe unsubscribe to me. And look, I don't mean it in a mean way. It's just like, look, you can't highlight everybody else just because you're highlighting somebody else. You know what I mean? It's just how it works. You know,
everyone gets a participation trophy.
Yes.
I mean, look,
Good job.
get around everybody, throw their names out. You know, like that's the thing. Like you support some accounts or something. I don't know, man, but. So that's why I just want to bring that up just in case, like, you know, some people might feel weird if we like highlight a creator or a business, but we didn't highlight everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, throw your name out there. We'll highlight you eventually. All right. So yes, congratulations on the celebration. Huh?
Am I the only, like, I know out of us three, I'm obviously like king when it comes to custom compared to y'all two. But do y'all buy a lot of custom figs?
I do. Parts.
I would say compared to an average person, maybe a little bit, but compared to like other people, no. And then compared to maybe like some people, probably yeah. I'm a little under in the middle, maybe less than that.
I'm pretty high up there.
So like, all right. So yeah, I'm clearly we're getting into the second hour. You know, we'll get into this our topic for today. So look, the thing about the custom figs is they're expensive for the most part. Like even cheap ones are fairly expensive. Like you're on your cheaper side, what you get in $20-$25, but on your more expensive side could be up to $70.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: they're really not that expensive. So if you think about it, Citizen Brick is a main one to like kind of throw out there with Brick Mania. Most of their figs are anywhere from like $25 to $35, right? All right, the Cad Bane that just got released in the Justifier is a $30 fig,
but that is when you buy it separately. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not a $30 fig when you buy the Justifier. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you're getting something that is much easily.
But with custom figs, you have to buy it. I know, but the difference is with custom figs, you have to buy them like that.
Oh yeah,
they don't come in these sets. You can just get them and then maybe like resell them for more than what you bought them for. That's the big difference between. But yeah, if you want to throw them on the market like that when you're buying them individually, yeah, which is ironic because you said like the Cad Bane's worth 30, right?
Yeah,
but I bet we could find a custom Cad Bane way better. You know what I mean? That would be
a little
more expensive or a little more cheaper too.
The bad thing about I guess custom figs is if you're doing mocks that has a lot of figs, it's kind of hard to do customs because customs are so much more detailed than normal. Like if you were to build a clone base and you throw in 5 Clone Army customs, those Clone Army customs are going to stand out so much because of how detailed they are compared to a Lego figure.
Agreed, totally. But even this is something we kind of brought up the last time we had talked about custom figs is how do you even figure out the market for them? You know what I mean? Who gets to be on that market? You know, is it on an individual basis? But because, for instance, I've got one of 145 Zebs that were at Brick World 2023 that Brian sold. You know what I mean? Now he just sold them, so I don't know what they'd be worth right now. But who's to say 1 out of 145? You only got them at Brick World. You know what I mean? Like, would that price value go up for that? You know what I mean?
I think it really depends on who, because you got to think Citizen Brick figs are like once that he comes out with them, they retire or whatever. They're online for like $150, $250 for some of them.
Yeah. So, and that's what I mean. It's like it's not the same. Like you're not gonna see them on Bricklink. You know what I mean? So it's a weird market to try and figure out with the custom stuff.
I guess it really depends on what kind of customs you're going after for what reason.
Right. By the way, good morning, Shy. How are you today? Thank you for being here, my friend. Legos of my right hand says I just added the Star Trek figs to my collection. Yeah, and then there's stuff like that where people desperately want certain figs, man. Like people that are into Lego that love Star Trek, dude. You're probably just like, come on, man. I just want some Star Trek figures, man. I want my Picard. What's up, Ricardo? Good morning, guys. Oh man, I'm not no goat. Thank you though. Maybe a goat like meh. Like maybe that kind of goat. So yeah, there's the market is one aspect to the conversation, and again, it's a very interesting one because Citizen Brick stuff, like you were saying, man. When they retire, it's even more worth more because of the rarity of it.
The people that are going and buying, like, for instance, like the Brickmania kits or the Brickmania figs and the Citizen Brick figs, those aren't really the same people that are out here trying to, like, I guess, sit and, like, for a Lego set, for instance, if a Lego set comes out, like the Justifier, Wayne made a really good point. If it comes out and it has Cad Bane in it, you have a good 2 years to get that.
Yes.
Now, Brickmania drops a minifigure, Citizen Brick drops a minifigure. You have hours to get that.
Very true.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The hunt for custom stuff compared to the hunt for regular Lego is a whole different ball game. Yeah, because this stuff is not only is it rare, but the time frame for it is crazy as well. And then some stuff you can only get at like the conventions.
Yeah.
It's the only place they'll even have it. So yeah, the market for it is definitely pretty wild, and I think there are like the Citizen Bricks prices that go up and stuff as time goes on. Like there's definitely that because I guess they're bigger and stuff. I think other things like the one that I was talking about with Ryan, or maybe other ones that are a lot more smaller scale or whatever, is just going to be on an individual basis. You got somebody that's a hardcore M&R fan. You know what I mean? Like they'll pay, I'm sure, a good price for one of those compared to just somebody that's all like whatever. But not even a hardcore Ryan fan, dude. If you're a hardcore Rebels fan, dude, that might be cheaper to get than a regular Zeb. Or just there's that Zeb because he's in the outfit that was in the Mandalorian. You know what I mean? So there's only one of that. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting aspects to the market part of it. Axel, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. So then there's a whole nother aspect to this conversation too that I don't know what to think about. I've brought it up before. I brought it up multiple times, and it kind of goes in different directions as far as the conversation goes. But like the purist aspect to all this stuff, purist / copyright aspect to all this stuff. Somebody told me a long time ago when I had the video about custom figs. I made the video about like how is Lego okay with this and stuff, is like the foundations that a lot of companies have. And this isn't like I'm not trying to say this in a mean way. It's just interesting that the foundations that a lot of these companies have that are built on are made of sand, when it comes to this stuff. Because I guess if you change stuff, like there is a whole conversation about like when you take something and then change it, to your own kind of thing or whatever. But when you take a Lego product, it says Lego stamped on it, and then you make a Star Wars product out of it, you know what I mean? You're taking two IPs and making something of your own and make your own profit off of it. Like I'm glad that they do it. I do, because I've got a Jedi Knight Revan. Then there's all kinds of other stuff I bought. You know what I mean? But again, I don't know if like they would ever swoop in.
I think the way that you got to look at that is a simple fact that if someone's going to do it, no matter what it is, there's going to be somebody out there to do it. And with that, I don't believe that I don't know that Lego would really care.
Well, that's something a couple people have brought up, and I agree. I think right now it's at a point where Lego, it doesn't hurt Lego's reputation, and they're making money off of it. But I think anytime it starts to sway the perception, and they do something that Lego really doesn't like. Like, look, maybe I'm kind of surprised. Look, the military stuff, I think Lego doesn't mess with because they know there's just a huge market. There's military. They're trying, they respect that. So they're like, okay, we'll leave that alone, Yeah. But Citizen Brick makes minifigs that have like penises drawn all over them and stuff. You know what I mean? Or they're doing drugs or whatever. Like that stuff, I'm like, and I love it. I've bought a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just, again, I don't understand how some people get away with the stuff they do. Look, I've had not a cease and desist from Disney themselves, but I haven't been able to sell a lot of my artwork because it's Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like I tried to change anything. It's like hyper realism stuff, and I can't do it. They won't even let me sell it. Now I can make it with other companies and then give it away, but like I couldn't sell it on these certain websites and stuff. So there's definitely measures put into place for certain things. I just don't know how other people get away with them. But moving past that, back to the purist part of it is, I don't know. I don't know how.
So like when it comes to purists like Lego people, so this sounds really, I guess, dumb, but I only buy custom Lego figures that are printed on Lego pieces But at the same
Makes
time,
sense.
I buy like they come with like special guns that aren't Lego pieces or special helmets that aren't Lego pieces. So like there's a
I know there's a lot of weird different lines drawn because okay, there's some people that are just Lego purists no matter what. It doesn't even matter if you use a Lego part. Like they're only messing with stuff that Lego the company makes. You know what I mean? Then there's people that are still kind of Lego purists. They'll go ahead and like buy stuff that might not Lego made, but it's made under Lego product. You know what I mean? And then it just keeps going down from there. Then there's people that'll be like, okay, you know, I'll go ahead and take that thing that's nothing to do with Lego. It's like a different mold or something. You know what I mean? But you know, and then it goes all the way down to the bottom where there's a company that's just straight up just ripping off Lego, like their designs or ripping off other artists' designs. So there's a lot of different layers to it. I guess everybody's got their own tolerance. By the way, I saw Brent out there. Good morning, Brent. I think I missed somebody else too.
Hey, Brent. Good morning.
I don't. Maybe not. Justin. Good morning. Says I could spend hours on a tree. You mean like building one?
Lego of my right hand also brings up another like good point too. He says that he's not a purist. He is a purist, but he does have a fake goat. Sometimes Lego things are just too far out there to want to pay for. I mean,
yeah, but you got your principles are principles, man. You can't. I understand the reasoning why you would want to get a fake goat because you don't want to pay $80 for a goat, but you got to at least stick by your principles. Then you can't make fun of other people because they want to get a fake thing. You know what I mean? That's the part that gets tricky, man.
You don't need to buy fake goats. They need to be real.
Look, that's some flex right there. That's some flex.
I don't have any fake goats, but I purchased at like all kinds of levels. So, you know, I cringe. They don't have Mario fig, so I wanted to put my sigfig. Anybody who follows me, you know, I put my sigfig on everything. So I had to go and get the Mario figs, and they are a lesser quality. But even some of like the military ones, you know, that I have, they're a lesser quality. They're not, you know, but I'm at all type of levels. I guess it depends on what it is and that price point and where you get it from. I think if you go through like an Etsy or other places, they will flag it. But if you're selling it from your own website and things of that nature, sometimes it doesn't. It kind of goes over, you know, like Lego, and they don't catch it.
No, yeah, I mean, totally. And so Wayne says these companies are buying parts from Bricklink. Lego is making money off these companies. Yeah, but again, it's more complicated than that. You know, at least in my eyes, it is. I mean, look, as far as like the Lego stuff goes, okay, right now, again, I think Lego's fine because they're making money off of it, and nothing's big enough that's really throwing the general public's perception. Like the Citizen Brick stuff that I said with the penis on the drawn on and all that. It's mainly like us that knows about that stuff, not your average person that's buying Lego at Walmart. However, Star Wars, Disney, that's a whole nother thing. And Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm, all that stuff, man, Marvel, they have relationships with Lego. So when people are making all these custom figs off of Lego parts, you know, Lego might not care because they're making money because they're buying Lego parts, but Disney, Lucasfilm, Marvel, you know, whatever, they're looking at like, hey, they're making money off our stuff. We need a cut of that, or they're not going to make it at all.
Times, so I had a talk with a buddy about T-shirts, for instance, and I know this is a different like subject, but everyone knows who Mickey Mouse is.
Yeah.
So Disney doesn't really care that much that people are reprinting him or redoing stuff with him on shirts and selling them, because no matter what, people know who that is. Now they look at it as wrong, but if you're not capitalizing on some kind of market where you're making millions, they don't care.
That's what I mean.
With Darth Vader, the same thing with all that. They just don't care.
It's about like obviously how big it is, you know, how much money they're making, you know, how much attention is drawn to it. You know what I mean? And yeah, a lot of companies aren't that big yet, you know, but some of them are getting there. They're starting to make some money off of it. You know what I mean? And look, again, I don't wish any ill will on them. I bought tons of stuff. You know what I mean? I look at things and I wonder, like, okay, well, what is the connecting dots? Or do they not care? You know, is it just a matter of time? You know, stuff like that.
I personally think that we're getting to a point of time to where, as long as it is not an actual, I guess, picture of somebody, there's nothing that can really be done too much anymore. Like if it's not being degraded or something like that, it's just one of those things that I think it would be kind of hard to. I mean, if you took a minifig, for instance, and you were an extremely good painter, and you painted that minifigure to look like Darth Vader, versus you printed it to look like Darth Vader, it's the exact same thing. It's a way of art. I mean, you still had to go into the computer and create that print on a computer and able to print it on the minifig. And it's no difference from you drawing and then doing that. And when it comes to the selling aspect of it, I don't know. I mean, nobody, I guess, really knows when they're going to get mad and be like, hey, don't do that anymore. But I think it really has to do with what the minifigures are being represented as. Like, for instance,
I think that matters maybe to Lego probably, more than anything, but like with other companies, I don't think that matters. I think it's just the principle of like, you're taking something that I created and making money off of it. Look, even me, dude, like I spent probably 17 hours drawing those helmets, man, the hyperrealism helmets, but I don't have the right to go and sell them. I didn't make that stuff up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if I changed it, I've had this discussion, more of a debate argument with a couple of people about like the copyright stuff. And even if you change it, look, it's kind of like a lot of the remakes are doing with movies nowadays. You know what I mean? Like they're changing the movies, and this isn't the same thing because obviously it's owned by the same company, so they can do what they want with it. But like they're changing the movies to make them different. But you're still using the title of the movie. You're still pulling the nostalgia from all these people that might have kept that theme alive for decades or something. You know what I mean? So you're pulling them into it, and then you switch it all up. You know what I mean? Now with other things like I'm talking about, like with Lego and stuff like that, you might be changing something, you know what I mean, to make it your own. But you're still pulling that nostalgic, that theme, that, you know what I mean? Like you can make your own Star Wars, or like Star Wars likes figs, but you're still pulling the love of Star Wars from fans, you know what I mean, to buy those figs. It's not like you're creating your own IP, you know what I mean? So that's where a lot of this stuff, but I don't want to be a hypocrite, man, because I love unofficial and official stuff. Like this is an official Spider-Man jersey, you know what I mean? Like, but I also have unofficial, shirts that have Lego or Star Wars or whatever too. You know what I mean? There's
also a bunch of stuff though. Now, mind you, like me and you both know, and everyone else knows that there's not a lot of companies doing this, but it also depends on what kind of licensing agreement is being made. Like Brickmania, for instance, all of their vehicles that they make are owned by some company like Boeing or something has designed that vehicle. So he has to pay for the rights to recreate that vehicle. Now, Brickmania's minifigs are completely different than that because he's not. I mean, they're either historical figs, which are not owned by anybody. No one can own an historical person,
right?
And then military outfits, and no one can really say that that's anything copyrighted. But the stuff with vehicles, he has to pay for the rights to use those. Now, when it comes to like Citizen Brick, if you look at their minifigures that are supposed to be somebody, it says that they are with the likeness. So it's not created as, and they're not sold as like, we're not buying the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. We're buying, some weird named person that just happens to look like him.
Right.
I think so. And like you said, it's not off subject, but even with like Bricker Builds, you have the plumber, the Italian plumber.
Yeah.
We all know who it is, but sometimes you just got to rename it. But I think the other thing that's going on too is like, either you or Rich mentioned with like Citizens Brick, it's not being mass produced. I think once it becomes mass produced and just available, but like you said, you have hours to get it and that's it. But I think it would rival Lego when, like you said, you have years to find these things and they're similar quality. But the flip side is we're not just, and I'll use Rich as an example, he's not just buying customs. So with every custom, there are probably thousands of PAB orders that are, taking place. It's like, well, they need brick to put these people they're buying in. So it might be like a pick your battle type thing. Let's pick our battles.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
I think it just really matters on what, like, it all falls down to what scale they're selling on.
Well, so like Shy brought up a good example, about Mr. Hinkle.
Yeah.
Mr. Hinkle is a prime example of Lego being very specific, and targeting, somebody. And I think, again, when if you get on Lego's bad side, you know, and there's with a lot of companies, you know, corporations, stuff like that. Yeah, they can do things, man, like that. And because yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm fascinated with law, you know, whether I agree with them or not. Law just fascinates me, man, because the interpretations of it, the foundations of it, you know, where it can be different states, all that stuff. Because look, you know, not to get too much into it, but like, let's say Mr. Hinkle was like, you know what, go pound sand, Lego. We're going to court, baby. Now, what would the whole thing about going to court be about? Well, and again, I think I've made this argument before and somebody proved me wrong, but I just can't remember. So could a good lawyer say, well, how can you take down Mr. Hinkle's stuff, but not take down example A's stuff, right?
They could.
So if you take down my stuff, then you've got to start going down the line, man, and hitting everybody else. Like,
but see, no one can just take anything right away. They have to say, hey, stop that first. And then if they don't stop.
Well, cease and desist, right.
Yeah. So anytime somebody gets that cease and desist, that's when they just need to stop. I don't think anybody's dumb enough to like if Lego was like, hey, I see you making a Darth Vader, stop. And they're like, no, I'm making money off of it. Like,
okay, well then rephrase what I just said. Then, you know, like, okay, then go down and start sending or cease and desist. It sounds very extravagant. I have no idea how something like that would work. But
see, something like that doesn't make sense to me because Mr. Hinkle was doing something that was a service that Lego doesn't provide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of the custom people do too, man. They're providing.
I know that, but what I'm saying is that was. So I think Mr. Hinkle was doing something a little different than a custom fig because for Mr. Hinkle, you wanted let's say you want a logo for your Lego YouTube channel. You go to him and he creates one. Now you bought that from him and he kind of stole that likeness from Lego, but that likeness that you bought is now driving people who like Lego, who are buying Lego to your channel, which you're buying Lego. So it's doing nothing but helping them in the long run. It's not
helping Lego. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Helping? Yeah. That doesn't. Again, I think that's why they haven't gone ham on all these other companies doing stuff, man. Because it pretty much. But whatever it was, I can't remember the exact detailed history. But yeah, whatever it was, Mr. Hinkle clearly made them upset by whatever. Yeah, I think it was stuff he said. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which again, and Mr. Hinkle's not even the only person that we know of in the community that has said things about Lego and has had repercussions for it. Ryan, you know. I again, don't quote me. I'm not trying to say anything that I don't know, but I feel like Holly said stuff, you know, because they were in LAN, Ryan and Holly both, and they didn't like it, and repercussions happened, you know. So I don't know, you know. I mean, I don't know. It's such a taboo, weird, vague type of subject to talk about because they're not clear on stuff, man.
No,
you know what I mean. And even like I agree what you're saying about before about there's so many people that make we'll say Mickey Mouse stuff, right? Like, yeah, clearly Disney would spend infinite amount of time just trying to stop every single person from doing it. You do one, another one will pop up, you know what I mean? So I guess they just say screw it until they get either big enough to where they're noticeable or making money, or they do something very controversial that again brings attention. You know, they're just not even going to really worry about it. I think the thing that they have is buffer zones. Is a lot of companies like what I was just talking about, where I couldn't sell, you know, this stuff on their website because they already can see it's clearly Star Wars, and there was just like a red flag. Bam, you can't sell that. Same thing kind of happened with Ryan with his shop. You know, he was selling the custom figs and everything, and whatever it was, that particular website or whatever it was that he was using said you can't sell Lego, I guess, products. I think maybe that's how it was. You know what I mean? So it's just maybe it's different state to state. It's different website to website. It's different, you know, what you're doing exactly. Like there's so many different variables to it. But yeah, it's very interesting. I find it fascinating. You know what I mean? Like I said, whether it's the law aspect, the copyright aspect to it, or just the conversation in general. And it just says Lego is salty about Hinkle. Yeah, they were, man. And the crazy thing about it is like Mr. Hinkle is such a nice, like genuinely nice guy, dude. Like got a good heart, cares about the community, like really genuinely cares. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, like Rich said, he was just doing something, man. He was providing something that Lego doesn't do. Like just like all the other stuff that we love. You know what I mean? Whether it's molds and pieces and prints and figs and all this stuff, man. You know what I mean?
You got to think if there was a place that you could go on Lego's website and you took a picture of yourself and you uploaded it and sent it to them for them to create you as a logo, they have a designer there to do that. Mm-hmm. There would be tons of people that would do that, but they didn't. They went to a source that was doing it.
Right. Yeah. And look, the discussion I've been into before about this, not just with Lego, I find this fascinating. You know what I mean? Is trying to find other types of analogies and examples of things like, and so one that I thought of, but it's a little loose, was like, let's say you buy a Ford truck and you put your business on the Ford truck. You go and get your logo and all that. You know what I mean? Like, is that Ford saying you can't do that because you just
you own it?
Right, but you own all the Lego stuff you bought too. You know what I mean? Now, I guess maybe if you started reselling the Ford trucks with all these logos on it, man, maybe. But even I don't think you could, man. Because think about all the designs people put on cars that they sell, like flames.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
A
lot of the time that people it doesn't have anything to do with Lego, but I have a buddy that was in a band, and in one of their songs, they pretty much used a sample off of a movie. It was a quote off a movie.
Right.
And they ended up getting pretty big, and they got pretty much hit with a copyrighted law.
Right.
And the only outcome of that was they wanted to be, the movie itself wanted to be in the CD booklet that you bought, mentioned that that's where it came from. And that was it. They just wanted to be cited that they were that was where it came from. And once they were, if I'm coming after you and you stealing all my stuff and I'm like, hey, I'm taking you to court, all you got to do is cite my stuff. You're going to cite all my stuff versus, lose the battle.
Check this out. This is another, it's not Lego related, but it's kind of interesting because it's close. So I was just watching something yesterday about, I think it was a basketball player, and they're putting them in a game or something like that. And the tattoos that the basketball player has on his arm, they put in the game, right? So the tattoo artist was trying to sue the game for using their design, right? Here's the thing though, because I have drawn many tattoos, you know what I mean? And not even just tattoos, art in general. If you commission me to draw you something, it's yours.
If it's work for hire.
Yeah, I drew it for you. It's yours. Now you can do whatever you want with it. Now, that's not to say might have a problem if you try and take a drawing of mine, even though it's yours, and making some type of controversial thing and then tying me into it. But if you get a tattoo that I designed and then it's on a game or something like that, that's yours. If you want to sue the game and say, hey, that's my tattoo, you need to, but I don't understand why I would,
Cabbage Face just made a perfect point to that. The Ford truck isn't patented or trademarked. The minifigure shape is. So it goes right back to what you're saying, that tattoo isn't trademarked. It has nothing. You can't.
No, the Ford truck's not trademarked. They don't trademark their designs.
Their logo is, but not the truck.
No, but even the designs, dude. Like what you're saying, Kia can make it a truck that looks exactly like Ford, and there's not going to be a lawsuit involved.
They could,
but that's what I mean. I would imagine every design they make is patented, dude. And then trademarked or.
I don't know about that. I would be willing to guess not.
Some people, you can lose your trademark. I have to be careful what I share because of my knowledge, but you can lose your trademark. So like clinics, you can't lose your trademark because they lost their trademark because it's synonymous with tissue. You can lose your trademark.
Well, so to go back to the same thing, this was a huge thing that I was listening to on the radio, and there was a lawyer talking about it. So Taco Tuesday, everybody knows the Taco Tuesday thing.
Right.
Well, Taco Tuesday is actually trademarked by a company, and Taco Bell is trying to take them to court to get it to where it's not copyrighted anymore because it's just a saying. Taco Bell cannot use the slogan Taco Tuesday because somebody else has it copyrighted.
Wow.
So
see, man, yeah, that gets into some really very tricky law, man, because I mean, I get it because I feel like on one half of me is like, you could trademark Taco Tuesday. It's a phrase, it's a saying, right?
Well, it was a company. I think the company started in California, and they used it as Taco Tuesday. Every Tuesday was like their Taco Tuesday, and they are the ones that started the Taco Tuesday.
But could Paris Hilton trademark "That's hot"? You know what I mean? Because she's so famous for saying that, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's weird, right? I don't. Oh, that is so weird. I don't know. Like I said, I find this stuff fascinating though. But yeah, I mean, there's different directions you can go with this. I mean, that's why it's so
many.
Yeah.
But us as to get back like on the topic, us as
Yeah.
Lego people would kind of be bummed if we didn't have the ability to get those custom figs.
Oh, agreed. Oh, look at that! I just saw your private message there.
Yeah, so it's like
private messages.
It's like a pharmacist. Like, so if you're in like medical school, so if like not right now, if you have a headache, I can say, "Hi, go take some Tylenol, you'll be fine." But if I'm in medical school and I say that, then it falls under like malpractice. You're practicing.
Yeah.
So like,
No, there's definitely a lot of very interesting cases. I've always tried to listen to as many as I can, whether it has to do with like music. Music's another one where it gets real interesting because music can get muddled, you know what I mean? Like with beats and stuff, like you can only redo like so many types of beats until it starts sounding like something else, you know?
Oh yeah.
But if it's in the public domain, again, you can lose your trademark. You can lose
very interesting.
your copyright.
And by the way, I'm a little late on answering this. Mrs. Neverland asked me a while back if I ever got the Lego goat. That's a big negative. I got a fake one though. Somebody, I won't say who, somebody gave me a fake one. I just couldn't spend that much money on the goat. I was just like, oh, man. Like if somebody made fun of me because I spent about that much money on that 3D printed skeleton, glow in the dark skeleton back there. But I was like, at least it's bigger, man. You know, it's not like a little.
I was sitting at Brick Universe with my wife, and I was joking, and somebody came up to my castle, and he had on the Brick Monarch goat shirt. And he was like, "You don't have a goat in there, do you?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I've really only seen a couple." And like as soon as he said that, I looked at Haley and I was like, I've got to get a goat. So I went on a mission to find a goat. And I not only found one, but I've got 3.
Gotta go.
I did not pay the $170 or $150 or whatever dollars.
Everybody's got their threshold on different things that they want and what they'll spend and stuff like that. Like I can't remember what the exact price was, about $100 or whatever I spent on the Sabine Wren that's got the helmet, you know, or helmet or whatever. And I didn't mind because I'm trying to complete, you know, my Mandalorian collection. However, you know, I do have my limits. I'm not gonna be buying past Vizsla, you know, or I mean pre-Vizsla, you know, just because how expensive it is or something like that, or whatever. Like the
Cloud City Boba Fett limit?
It depends on the fig, man. But once you get to $100, that's when I'm like, even for like,
I won't buy a minifig that's over like $35-$40. I just won't do it.
Most of the time I won't. But like I spent, like Jay gave me a really good deal on Darth Revan. I can't remember exactly. I apologize, Jay. I want to say it was like maybe $90 or something, man. I mean, he gave me a really good deal. So I spent that on Darth Revan. And we all know how much Darth Revan's worth, you know. But yeah, dude, I even have a hard time getting to the $25, $30, $40, $50 range, man. Like even at Brick Roll, Brick Fair, all that stuff, like I might buy 1 or 2, but like it's just it has to be some. I almost bought Starkiller. But I'd already bought Jedi Knight Revan, which wasn't even that bad. It was like maybe $25 or so. But like Starkiller was like 40 or 50. And I was so close, man. But I was just like, I can't. I'm already spending too much money.
I'll drop $25 to $35 on a minifig like it's nothing.
But you know, it depends, I guess, on what's going on. Like I bought a couple big figs for like the 25-30 range, whatever. I got like the Green Hulk, the Red Hulk. I bought Jay, Gorilla Grood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I bought him, and that was a good price too. So it depends. So you know, something else we didn't really touch upon yet is sigfigs. And I noticed also, just like with the custom stuff, man, sigfigs are blowing up. Right? Sigfigs are really becoming. I mean, they've always been pretty popular in the Lego community. Everybody likes to have a sig fig, but like now they're even get big. Like I'll just take myself for example. You know, more and more people have been sending me sig figs to put into the city, you know, and having the intro for Good Morning Brick World and stuff like that. But I mean, I've got a pretty good collection of sig figs now. You know what I mean? To the point now where this intro was a little easier because I was just spinning around the castle. You know what I mean? And I didn't even put everybody's names in at this time. But like, I've got to start splitting them into 2 different intros now because there's just so many to highlight, which is good. I love it. But not only are they becoming more and more popular, but becoming more and more intricate as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting pretty wild with some of their sig figs and becoming like Shy's a good example, dude. His sig fig is so detailed. Like there's so many details on his sig fig, like around the whole fig too, man. Like arm printing and leg printing and stuff.
But that's another good point, Hive. Like Rich said, you know, I have a threshold. The people's sig figs are ranging sometimes between 25, 35.
Yes.
I mean, this sig fig can be mine.
Well, the way that I look at that is your
Bam.
sig fig, for instance. Your sig fig, they custom printed the face for you, right?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't tell people which face I use.
So you got to think, if it's if none of that on your sig fig is like custom printed, you can kind of guess a price range. But like for instance, I have those. You know, I wanted to start my own Lego faction, so I started the Black Dragon Knights. Well, those things cost me almost $14 a piece to get, like legs and torso. So I can't turn around and sell them for $15, or else I'm kind of losing money in the end. So that's another thing that people have to realize, that like when it comes to a sig fig, we were talking about in the meeting, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. BB Forge, they take a lot of time. Like they, you got to price their time and then everything else. So when they send you a fig, and you might have $15 to $20 in that fig, and people are like, well, how much do you want for it? And you're like, $25. And they're like, oh, well, that's way too much. They don't realize that you are only really making like $2.50 off that whole product.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing with sig figs, because there's, even when you get stuff custom made, there's obviously a couple different ways to go, because there's, like, for me, probably what I'll do for Brick World next year, because I plan on making some, instead of buying merch this time, I'm just going to buy figs just to give away to everybody. I think I'm just going to do the torso as a custom print and have like my logo on it, you know what I mean? And then just buy like some jeans or something on the Bricklink store or something like that. Because there's that kind of a price. But then, like, again, there's like Shy's sig fig. And I wouldn't ask him. It's none of my business, unless like I'm trying to get one like that done, so I can get a gauge of how much it costs. But I'm sure it costs a lot more, man, because there's a lot more detail than that. So
I've talked to BB Forge. If you want me to like explain that info about how to do all that.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, you go ahead.
What they do is pretty much you pay $75, and that includes one minifigure, and that includes them making it, like them designing it. And what you basically do is tell them info about you, blah, 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 send them a picture, whatever you want to do, and they create it off of there. And I think you get like 2 or 3 revisions. And then after that, you buy minifigs at a much cheaper price. And that much cheaper price all depends on what you are going into. So my whole goal with them was, I was like, there's only one company right now that makes a beard that looks anything like mine, and it's actually Brickmania. And Lego has like the perfect beard, like the one that's in my logo, but they don't have it in brown. It's in dark orange. So they were, for instance, Forge was like, well, I can do it, but you will have to find your own beard. So if I find all of that and you go through all that, and I have to buy, I think the beards are like $3 a piece from Brickmania. So you got to tack on $3 a piece from Brickmania. Then you got to tack on the $12 or $15 it's going to cost to get the minifig. Now you're at almost $18. So $18 a minifig to just hand out to somebody is pretty up there.
Yeah, so that's the other thing I was kind of getting at too, as well. Well, first of all, let me say hello. Who did I see out there? Rapture, Raccoon, what's going on? And Greg, London Bridge Bricks, what's going on, bro? How you guys doing? Thanks for being here. So that's where I think the price will get into some people, because look, I'm not selling any of my sig figs. I'm going to make them and then give them all away. So clearly, if I start getting up in, also depending on how many I want to give away, but yeah, once you start getting into like a $20, $30, $40 range for a fig, that gets very expensive trying to just give a bunch of people those. So yeah, you want to try and get it down to a cheaper price. But yeah, I feel like sig figs are either things you're just going to give away, or you're going to maybe sell online or something like that, custom. Now, some people still will give them away, but a lot of it also is a lot of them trade as well. You know what I mean? like a lot of people gave me sig figs this year. I just didn't have any because I spent money on merch like shirts and stickers and stuff. And
So
again,
see, a sig fig itself, I don't think should be something that's sold. It should be traded.
I would say so as well, but again, depends on what you do for a living.
Yeah,
I trade two different types. Like I have my flesh tone, and then I have the yellow. The yellows I send out, in masses, but I do reserve the flesh tones.
I mean, and maybe I could even see like you can make a more affordable sig fig that you can just give to people, and then maybe make a more detailed one that you could sell like it's maybe we could I would maybe it depends on getting cost. Maybe I would make like all three of us some cheaper sig figs, man, to give away at like Brick World, you know what I mean? But then maybe I'd have like more detailed ones we could put on the website. If somebody wants a variant, more detailed sig fig of us, they can go ahead and pay for it, So yeah, there's definitely different ways to go about that. Sai, what's happening? How you doing?
Sai.
Sai brings. I'm glad Sai's here. Sai made me think of something. So I've tried to just make a sig fig for Sai. Occasionally if I have the parts, I try and make just sig figs that people, that like I said, however, the only head I could find, you know what I mean, is a Harry Potter head for Sai with the glasses. And I don't know. I mean, I just feel like Sai having a lightning bolt on his head just isn't going to seem right as far as a sig fig. You know what I mean? But there's not many just regular ones with the glasses. You know what I mean? And the flesh tone. I find them all the time with the yellow tone, but the flesh tone, it's a totally different story. And like Harry Potter is like the only one I could ever find. And I remember Jay told me one time, like a couple of sets that heads in, but it made me think, because we're talking about sig figs, and I'm like, I can't make Sai sig fig,
That's where the custom printing comes into play and does its thing. So if you find let's say minifigure head looks like Sai, it's on Pick a Brick, and they're all $6 a piece.
Right.
All right. Well, if you can have someone like BBG Forge print you one at $3 a piece, you're definitely going to go that route.
Yeah, definitely. Ricardo says the UCS Hive sig fig. Dude, I love variant sig figs, man. Like I've got three variant sig figs. Well, 3 sig figs. One regular, 2 are variants of Titanium J. I've got 1 regular, 2 variant sig figs of Chef.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got 2 Chefs.
Yeah, I've got 1 regular sig fig and then 1 variant sig fig of Ninja. But the variant of Ninja I made myself.
I got 3 Bearded Brix.
Oh yeah,
I love it, dude. I love having variant sig figs because one, it makes it so like you just have an alternate outfit to wear. You know what I mean? But 2, it's just if you ever want to throw in a parallel universe, you know what I mean? Like there's just another version of you out there. You know what I mean? Which is just awesome. I just love it.
616 Bearded Brix.
Well, and then like for you two are obviously, you're gonna be sending me like your actual stuff for your sig fig, but even like the one I have of like you, Rich, I've got one without a hat, and then the next time I'm gonna put one with a hat on. Just different stuff you can do, which is awesome. Let's see. Lego Marine says, so I was talking the other day. It's hard to find a black minifig head with regular faces that not angry with a scar. Yeah, well, that's a whole nother topic that we'll be discussing eventually, and that's the whole skin tone thing.
I just did a video about that because of my army and stuff. Lego, if my right hand, if you're wanting a black minifigure that does not have an angry face, now it is double-sided, but Lego Pick a Brick right now has a bunch of them because I just bought 100 of them.
Yeah. So definitely look on the Lego Pick a Brick.
I think they're like 26 cents a piece.
Yeah, so that's not bad, man. I mean, you get basically a little over $1 for 4. Yeah, that's again, I think that, and you probably, I don't know if you discussed it in your own video, but when we do have that topic, I wanted to talk about what you had told us about when you're making your knights and all that. You know what I mean? Just because I want to highlight a few things and not try and point a finger like there's some larger section of the community that's not cool about certain things, but like it's just something I want to touch upon. when we do talk about it. Let's see, Brick Hive, Brick Babe. I have various variants of my sigfig. For example, this Friday's London calling as my sigfig dressed as Thrawn. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah, so that's something that actually Greg does quite a bit. That I always find fascinating and interesting is he does all kinds of variants on his thumbnails. You know, depending on the time of the year or what's going on.
Nice.
You see Thrawn, you know, holding the telephone or whatever, looking like Greg. I actually kind of have a variant of Greg as well. It's I don't know if you call it a variant or not. It's just different types of pieces for his sigfig. So it's kind of a variant. I see Ricardo says it would be very nice if a lot of the Lego creators made a sigfig collection with some company. Yeah. By the way, what's up, dude? Jude, how you doing? Yeah, I can't see it to be like one company or something like that, but it would be. I would say, man, if you were a company, and I don't know how, again, it would work out with the legality part, you know, because it's your likeness as far as a sigfig goes. I don't know if you have to sign a waiver or something, but like you would think there would be a company, man, that would make a sigfig of as many A falls or T falls as they could, right?
BBG Forge.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about like request. I'm just saying, just made them and sold them. You know what I mean? But yeah, you would have to have permission from everybody to sell, or unless you want to change it just enough to where it's like Disney and stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna sell it anyways, dude. Like Hive, I'm gonna call you Hiv instead of Hive.
You know, I've had people do that, and it's so creepy. I've had people, hey, I drew this, and they send it to me, and I'm like, that's so creepy. Don't ask me first.
Oh, talk about when people draw you?
Yeah, just different people that come to me. Hey, here's a logo. I've done this and that. It's like, because even though you know they're marketing to you, it was done for you. But even in the back of my mind, it's like after this conversation's over, you still have this somewhere. And what are you gonna do with it? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's
put it right beside the bed in the picture frame.
You know.
Well, I think a lot of it also, definitely comes down to like personal preference and who it is, what they're drawing, why they're drawing it, you know, what their intentions are with it. Because it is weird. It's like taking pictures of people, you know what I mean? Like
have this picture of you.
Pictures of people. I mean, like, yeah, if you're in just a picture because I took a public picture and you just happen to be in it as one thing, but if I'm like taking a picture of you, like, yeah, you know, you're well, now you're just stalking. So, that's creepy. Let's see. Sai says I'll have to change it to a better head because I'd love to give some away too. Well, I just, look, for me, I just want to get you in the city, man. You know what I mean? Like my whole thing is like, I don't know, I guess maybe a goal in a way is I would eventually like to have my city just more full of sigfigs than just any other types of figs. You know what I mean? Like,
how many do you have that you're not able to name who they are?
What, sigfigs?
Yeah. Are you able to name each single one and who they are?
Like right off the top of my head?
Yeah. Like if I were to go pull a sigfig out of your city and show it to you, you could tell me who that is.
Yeah, I could do that for sure. I could tell you, I could name them all off the top of my head for sure, but I'm getting older and my memory's not great, so I'm sure I'd probably forget one or something. But yeah. I mean, I need to write them down because it's not about forgetting who I have. It's just like right now they're all around the castle, but dude, normally I have them all spread out. And I have to sit there and look for them, you know what I mean? And like, be like, oh my God, like, dude, it took me like almost 2 weeks one time. I couldn't find mine. I couldn't remember for the life of me where I put it, where it was at. And I put it inside one of the buildings, like at the desk or something like that. And then I just forgot where I put it. And then one day I was just like looking inside of them to see if I had any figs just inside any buildings. I was like, oh, there I am. It's like, there you are, man. Where you been?
Lego on my right hand says that he is still waiting on his Brick Babe sigfig.
No.
Let me say, I stay in so much trouble. I know exactly who that is. That is Big Ben the Enforcer. Y'all, I probably owe about 20 people sigfig.
Hey, it's all right. It'll be there when it gets there. You know what I mean? Ms. Neverland said I had some random lady steal my pictures from Facebook and post them on her page. So that was super weird.
Yeah. It gets crazy.
Like on one hand, I'm like, I'm flattered, that you find you're so obsessed with me. But on the other hand, I'm like,
there's no part of flattery there. That's just plain out stalking.
Yeah,
I know, but like when you're a content creator, I'm like, I kind of want people to be obsessed with me. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to come back.
That's pretty deep. Pretty deep.
Yeah, that's me. All right.
So everybody in the chat, if you would please go to Hive's page and just start screenshotting pictures.
Start screenshotting my pictures.
And
make
posting
it
them on
your
the
lock
side of
screen.
like stop signs and little posts.
Or make it your lock screen.
Yeah.
So a couple other things I wanted to discuss. One thing I forgot to mention during the news was I wanted to bring up Brick Fair, just so everybody knows. Not Brick, yeah, Brick Fair, Virginia. Brick Fair, Virginia is August 2nd through the 6th, and that's including the private days as well. Chantilly, Virginia. I had every intentions of, well, I don't want to totally lie to you guys. I was about 85% sure I had every intention of at least going there like on a Saturday, and just going for a public day, just saying hi to everybody, trying not my best not to buy anything. I don't think that would happen, but RAC just went
all the week.
No, RAC, look, everybody knows I have a big house. All right. You can just tell from the light room, right? So our house is so big, we need 2 air conditioners to keep this place cool. And one of them went out. And of course, the one that went out was on the top floor. And of course, it went out when my mom and my kid are visiting, right? So we have to get it replaced. And normally, because I do this for a living, I don't replace stuff anymore, but I do maintenance. So normally we would just replace the outside unit because the compressor went bad. But the problem is it uses something called R22 Freon, and the government has like phased R22 out to the point now where normally a $60 to $100 jug is like $800 now. But a contractor is not going to install or repair our R22 unit. They're not even allowed to. So we have to replace it with a 410A unit. But we can't just replace the outside unit. The inside unit's got to be replaced too. And the inside unit's in our attic, which is basically because this basement is not a basement. It's above. It's like a first floor because we live next to the water. So the attic's basically like the 4th floor. So because of all this, replacing both of them, the extra work, it's going to cost us $13,000 to do it. So I can't go to Brick Fair, dude. We got to pay $13,000 to get our AC replaced, man.
That was I had to do this. Well, I didn't get 2, but I had to replace the furnace, the inside unit, and the outside unit, and they charged me exactly.
Well, here's the kick in the kahunas, man. Is the other one's exact same age, and it's been working overtime trying to keep this place cool, man. So I'm just like, please wait a couple years. Please wait a couple years. We can't spend $30,000, man, replacing all this stuff.
Oh gosh! Sigfig soon, Rich.
Oh man,
I know. Hive's gonna be on here slinging sigfigs.
Oh my god, dude!
$50.
Yeah. Lego Marian says I have 11 pounds of R22. I appreciate that, man. I mean, dude, I can remember. I know people that got some R22 for it. It's not that the compressor's dead. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
remember, if you're gonna sell Brick Babe Sigfig, don't put Brick Babe. Put like Good Morning Brick World co-hosts.
Yeah, it's Brick Bab. It's Brick Bab, and we got Bearded Brix.
Oh my gosh, Brick Bab.
Old Brick guy. Good morning. Hey, what's going on? I was watching something of yours the other day, man. But hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Love your picture, by the way. I meant to write that in the comments. I love that picture of you. I'm assuming, yeah, it is you because I've seen you in. I don't know. I'm like putting my foot in my mouth. It's like I don't want to say it's a 1-by-1 comparison, but I could tell it was you in the picture. Let's see. Ninja won't be the next video, but it will be soon. It won't be clickbait. Oh, Hive, you can't say it out loud. Your air conditioner is listening to you. Oh my gosh!
Everyone in the community, the next video you post better have Hive somewhere on it.
So
I
look,
think I'm gonna put a picture in the back under the Hello Gorgeous.
I wanted to before we start saying our goodbyes and everything, I wanted to mention a couple companies that we had talked about in our meeting and all that do custom stuff. And look, again, I apologize if we know you and we're not going to say your company name. We can't list everybody. We're listing like the first couple that we had thought of, So we wanted to start off with BB Forge. And the main reason is because one, he's an incredible dude. They do incredible work, and they do custom figs and sig figs.
Yep.
So that's something. And the other ones might as well. I just know for sure BB Forge does. And they're very hip to the community. They do a lot of stuff for everybody, and they do more than that. I mean, I got printed tiles for Brick World that he did for me, like on the spot, man. Like he just had just enough time to do it, and he did it for me. That got like my name and the barcode that you could scan and everything. So they do all kinds of different stuff, and then of course they've got all kinds of different printed stuff, and so amazing work. We wanted to mention, of course, Citizen Bricks and Eclipse Graphics. They're two staple ones in the community as well. I kind of almost consider them more of the pop culture. I can't think of the right word, but they're definitely. I don't know, definitely pop culture, but there's just something else about those two in particular that kind of pop out more than some of the other ones.
They're definitely the big boys in the room when it comes to custom Lego.
Yeah, and again, incredible work. And they do other stuff as well. Right back there, you can see like the Citizen Brick poster I got from Brick World. They make bricks and all kinds of stuff, man. You know what I mean? We wanted to bring up K-Town. They are big on. And I don't know if it's only, but definitely big on the medieval stuff.
Yeah, he's really, he does other stuff, but he is really big on medieval.
Blake Carvin, good morning. How you doing? I saw somebody was talking about their AC. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so yeah, the medieval stuff. If you're definitely into the Knights, Castles, stuff, all that, man, definitely K-Town is definitely the people to go check out. That shouldn't have to even be said, but I mean, if you're into the Star Wars stuff, I think Clone Army Customs is probably the biggest out of all of them. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, I feel like all of us have probably bought something from them. And there's all kinds of other ones, man. There's a lot of good people out there, companies and businesses that make good clones and all kinds of custom stuff, but just Clone Army Customs is like the biggest one and the one I immediately thought of. Military, there are definitely ones for military, but Brick Mania is, again, probably the biggest one, first one I thought of if you're going to be interested in the military stuff.
When it comes to military, though, Brick Mania is like the GOAT. But if you're trying to army build, the Minifig Co. is a lot easier because you could buy just torsos and legs and stuff like that. You don't have to buy just minifigures.
Right. But yeah, like I said, and Brick Mania also, not just minifigs, incredible builds, jets, tanks, ships. I remember Shy. I don't know if you're sitting out there or not, but I remember like the first time I met Shy, whether it was my stream or somebody else's, he was building. It's got like the inner tube around it. It's like a really big thing that other things can park on it.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, man. But I remember when I saw that, I was like, "What the like? What is that, man? Like, where did that come from?" He was talking about Brick Mania and everything. That was how I got introduced to all that.
This thing right here is like the coolest Brick
Mania
thing. It's the Ghost.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get you on the Jumbotron.
Nice.
I love that camouflage. I love how it's, the blockage type. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I'm talking about? Like the way the camouflages are more in like squares and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the
3D camo.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. And dude, what is that design on the top? Like with the black?
It's the Ukraine flag.
Oh, wow. Dude, I didn't even realize that, man. That is amazing. By the way, Shai said it's the LCAC.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm sorry, I'm really ignorant. Don't even know what that means, but Shai does, and that's what that means. Minifig company buyers beware. Remember, they blocked me. So look, if you're ever curious about, if what Shai's talking about, he made a video. Shai, you did make a video about it, didn't you? I want to say you did make a video about it. So at least you can explain some of that, because everybody's got different experiences with stuff. But if somebody does have a bad customer experience or something like that, it is important to share just so we're all aware of some things. It doesn't mean it was permanent, it could be one-time thing. Maybe there was just miscommunication or something like that. But, we definitely like to be honest about experiences with businesses. Andre says, love that. Right. Nice craft. Greg says, Hive, you are talking about the LCAC landing craft air cushioned. Nice. Minifig Cousin doesn't like me because I called them out for being bad at their customer service, losing my stuff, calling them out. Look, man, and I am glad that you called them out. Not like in a bad way, like, Minifig company, like point my finger, but just no, man. Like businesses can mess up sometimes, but it is imperative if you are a business that you care about your customers and you try and listen to them and make things right. Like, for instance, one of the great things about Lego, and actually Amazon is the same way. Their customer service, man, is
is on point.
Top shelf, dude. I mean, not. And when I say customer service, I'm talking like you call them, you have a problem, they'll take care of you. Even if they just got to refund you money or whatever, they will take care of you. And I really appreciate that because you're still even if you can't fix the problem, you're like, look, I will at least refund your money, make things right as much as I can, instead of being like, oh, whatever, your loss. So like what they did to Shy, instead of making it right, they blocked him. Again, I don't know if there's something else going on, man. Maybe they don't like Shy for other reasons, but like, it's good to know. Brickmania has a video on the LCAC. Yeah, I'm sure they do, man. Brickmania, they definitely know their stuff. So that was pretty much the conversation, about custom figs and sig figs. And there's still a ton of more stuff we could go in different directions about talking, the whole process of ordering and making stuff. And then, more stuff to do with copyrights and this and that. And there's even stuff that I kind of wanted us to do that we just kind of ran out of time. Like what stuff would we like to see? You know what I mean? That hasn't been done yet, which is really difficult to say because I feel like just about everything's been done. But yeah, there's still, I'm sure there's a handful of stuff all three of us would love to see done. You know what I mean? Whether it's an old cartoon that we watched when we were kids or some new show that we really like now, or maybe there's a faction of time that we would like to see from different cultures, different periods of time, different places on the planet, or maybe not even on the planet.
Get some more of those aliens out there.
Right. Yeah, because I've seen some xenomorphs, some homemade xenomorphs, man. But I would really like a really good custom xenomorph, man. I'd buy that in a heartbeat because I love aliens, dude.
I about dropped I think it was right at $190 for all four of them. Five of them at Brick Universe. They had the Power Rangers, all of them, the green one. And the only reason I didn't was because their heads were what was printed the mask on, and it didn't have like an actual helmet. If it would have had like a printed helmet, I would have bought them.
And that one that we got in the CMF a couple years ago too. That was a play on the Power Rangers, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think I've got him up there somewhere. Yeah, that was good stuff. Bye, King Obendorf. Thanks for hanging. Mega Construct Xenomorph is super fresh. I cannot lie. Yeah, I seen that, dude. That was super fresh. I ain't gonna lie. That's hot. That's hot.
You see what Shai just said?
Forest Moon, Omaha Bricks, Mini Bigs, United Bricks, Crazy Figs, Brickwars. Yeah. Again, those are companies that you could definitely go check out. Shai definitely knows a lot of ones like that as well.
Forest Moon is overseas though, so their stuff does take a little while to get here.
Mm-hmm. And again, also, if you have a business that you think we should highlight, or if you know a creator or somebody that you think we should highlight, please message one of us and we'll get it to one of us to do. I think I'm probably going to take on that since I was the one that kind of thought about it. I'll take on that responsibility. So even if you send it to, Brick Babe or Bearded Brix, they can get it to me. And I don't know how often we'll do it. If it becomes real popular, we'll probably start weaving it in more often, but at least, once a month, maybe at the end of the month when we have our giveaways and stuff, we'll, do a spotlight on somebody. Two Humble Bricks, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. You're so sweet. All right, let's find a thing to do for you, and then we'll do our goodbyes and stuff. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know which one to do. All right, we'll do Tron. We'll just do Tron. Oh no, let's do a strange donation. We haven't done that in a while.
All right, here comes a non-compliant spell. Yeah, you might feel it.
Oh, what is going on?
It's a protection spell. You're welcome.
Wow, this is fantastic.
What a great donation. I want a compliance spell. But thank you, Two Humble Bricks. I very, very much appreciate it. All this stuff that you guys do for the show, it just helps it so much. It helps me keep giving you guys giveaways. It helps me, keep paying for the StreamYard, the website, merch. So it just really helps me, so it doesn't have to come directly out of my bills. As Neverland says, you're right, Ninja. Oh yeah, all right. It's sitting on my shelf. Ricardo says, what do you think about the Lego Brick Hive? Good morning, Brick World. 230 piece, 3 mini fig hives to the Brick Baby Bearded Brix. That would be a great set, right?
Somebody submit that to ideas.
That would be really awesome. I don't know, man. Maybe we should try and mock something up, send ideas, and be like, "Come on, dude! They're gonna look at one. They're gonna be like, Hive. Oh no, we're not. We can't touch that, man. That's like touching Deadpool. Like the language that man uses. We can't touch that. But it's a wonderful thought. All right, we got a couple minutes left. Brick Babe, you want to highlight anything, promote anything, shout out anything, complain to me about anything, or complain to them?
No. Same as everything. Mom and Mo Mondays and sporadic lives here and there. We have the Dream Builders Lug, which is amazing. Virtual lug to join. And then that's it. There's a podcast coming. So I'm excited about that.
Excellent. Good stuff. Also, if you guys hadn't seen it, Brick Babe's birthday was just the other day. I know we did it on Celebrations. We just showed that. But she had a block party. If you weren't there, you can. I don't know about Instagram. I don't know how that works as far as like.
We had to give Brick Babe a lesson on YouTube. We were live for about 30 minutes before we realized that she wasn't live.
Rich said, "There's nobody here." He was like,
I was like, "Does she not have anybody that followed her from Instagram? Like, not a single person?"
Well, I was actually going to be on the panel, but I was not feeling very well at all, so I felt bad about that. But
it was a live recording as opposed to.
Because I was going to say, go back and be part of the replay gig.
No, you know how it gives you the option for like a recording instead of like just a straight live. Well, she clicked on recording and went to go live because it pops up. It says live. Right. So it showed that we were recording what we were doing, and I was just like I was just sitting there trying to keep the conversation going, and I was like, "There's not a single person in here."
He was like,
I posted something, but nobody told me that they couldn't find her page or like couldn't find the live stream.
It's like it's real hard to get an audience. It's okay.
Yeah, it takes time. By the way, Brickman USA, thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate that comment, but I know those two definitely appreciate it because they're trying their best to make sure that they're doing a good job. You guys like what they're doing. They're being entertaining. They're trying to make me happy. You know what I mean? So I could be happier. I mean, like as always, I miss Doc, I miss Amberly, I miss TJ, but I mean, I'm glad that these two are here. They mean a lot to me. No, none of us can be replaced. You know what I mean? We can have the seat filled again, but you can't replace somebody.
Exactly.
But yeah, you guys have been killing it. You've been doing good. You've been doing your segment stuff, man. You got again. It's not like you guys are sitting there like, just being all timid, not saying anything. You both talk and get in the conversation. I love it. No, man. So again, Brickman USA, thank you so much. We've had other compliments from other people. We appreciate all you guys. And again, the viewership shows. The retention shows, the episode last week, our numbers were just as good, if not better than anything else we've been doing. So again, all of you, we love you so much. I mean, you really, you make this show possible, so I don't want to get all too mushy, man, So anyways, Rich, did I get to you? I'm sorry. I'm spacing out.
I've got another castle video I'm working on now. And then I also asked a poll. I was kind of thrown up about what video that I should do next, and everybody wants me to do like a best castle faction video. So I'm gonna do that, and then I finally got I've got like 7,000 pieces sitting beside me from a pick a brick order. So I'll be getting the castle as much as possible.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, thank you, Brick Brood. No, you guys are awesome. Ricardo, thank you. No, you guys are great. Also, Rich is also now monetized. So if you'd like to go over there and support him, in any way you can, that'd be great.
Also, anybody that lives near South Carolina, there is a Lego convention going on at the Simpsonville Library next weekend. I think it's just Saturday. But they had a really good turnout last year, so they're doing it twice a year. This is the first time this year, and I won't be displaying, but I'll be there. I'm going with my lug, but I'm just going to be the guy behind the curtain.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Oh yeah, everybody. Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that. If you could, everybody, please like the stream before you go.
Smash that like button.
It definitely helps us tremendously. I don't know why the algorithm loves it so much, but it helps us out a lot. So if you could, that'd be super duper. I meant to have a poll for this one, but apparently I didn't get around to making it. But maybe I'll put it up next week. I was basically just asking everybody if they've broken their wallets over the last week or so with the double VIP stuff, gift purchases, and then Prime days. So I'll definitely put that poll up in the next one so we can find out, because I was curious.
I just about 20 minutes before we started our stream, buddy texted me about 12 pictures of different Jurassic Park sets.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I just got all these for almost 75% off. He goes, they're all yours. And I was like,
dude, there's been lately, man, some mad deals going around lately. Like I've seen Life Bricks, Tyler buying just crazy stuff, man. With these,
they were
these
posting
deals
that Justifiers were like $60.
Yeah, I know, right? Like what the what? Tori Kraus says, great job, guys and gal. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Andre, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. All right. I guess as far as I go, I'm working on another weekend review. We found another snake, so that'll be in there. I'm like, where are all these snakes coming from, dude? My kid and my mom are visiting, so that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing too. I'll probably put out this new intro video, on its own. And I don't know. I got a bunch of other stuff I've been working on, and there are some other things that I can't really mention right now, coming very, very, very soon. So you guys will just have to wait and see for that. But other than that, we appreciate all of you guys being here.
Yes.
It wouldn't be the show without all of you guys.
Wayne said that he missed out on that $60 Viking ship, but I did not.
The Viking ship is $60.
Don't worry about it. Just you need to stay away from the Walmarts, and I got people in places.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been places that's been really cheap. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to play the outro that shows all of our members, and we will definitely see you guys next Sunday. So
Peace, everybody.
Peace out.